A report on UK media standards has been released this week. It comes after the Leveson Inquiry, in which Lord Leveson has been looking into the standards of British journalists after the hacking scandal of the News of the World newspaper. UK Prime Minister David Cameron set up the inquiry in July 2011. It relates to the UK print and internet media, which are currently self-regulated.
It was started off by what was known as the phone hacking scandal in Britain, phone hacking by journalists, which was against the law, but it hadn't been discovered, but to a very large extent. And the inquiry has shown us, and the court cases have shown us, how far it had gone on in certain newspapers. That's what really triggered it off, but it was a much wider-ranging inquiry into how journalists and newspapers behaved. What it's proposed is a new regulation system which would have to be backed by the passing of a new law, which is probably going to become known as the Leveson law, if it goes onto the statute book. But there will now be a big political debate about whether these proposals are going to find their way onto the law book or not.
The government has still got to work. They're still trying to build a consensus between the three parties to decide whether this is going to be a kind of independent self-regulation or whether there's going to be a statutory, a kind of government underpinning to it. And that is still a very hotly contested issue. They've already made clear that while they may disagree on exactly what will result, there is no doubt that there is going to be much tougher regulation of some kind following this report.
The inquiry and the report has received much attention from campaign groups, including Hacked Off, which represents victims of the phone hacking scandal. The campaign group believe that Mr Cameron has failed to accept the full recommendations of the report. Another campaign group, Avaz, are calling for a 20% cap on companies owning the media market.
Lord Leveson has just come out strongly saying that press plurality is an essential part of the cure to what's been ailing our media. That means that we need to limit the amount of media that any one person or organisation can own.
But what does the report mean for the UK press?
I don't think it'll make an enormous difference to ordinary consumers who are looking at newspapers. It'll make absolutely no difference to what's broadcast, because the regulatory regime for broadcast in Britain is completely different. So we're talking about the printed press and online here. You might find one or two stories that involves the private lives of celebrities don't make it into the prints as they have done in the past, but I don't think you'd find an enormous effect.
But it does mean, I think, that we're going to have, over time, a different character of press. I do think that this means, regardless of what kind of tougher regulation we get, I do think that it means that the press is going to be somewhat curbed, and that might mean that some of the worst things they've done in the past are going to stop, but it could also mean that in a few cases some of the good things that they did in the past will also stop, like being rude to politicians. I think generally it's going to be much harder for newspaper journalists to be as outspoken and to take risks.
Another key issue within the debate is whether the report will affect the UK's long-standing tradition of the free press.
There are people who say that merely to even suggest that you should have a statutory underpinning for a new regulation system is going to make all of the liberties of the press in Britain that have been built up over 3 centuries will crumble. I think that's an absurd exaggeration. I would prefer to see the system revised without statute being used, because I think there are some risks in it. But I don't think that what we've got used to in the way of the press here is about to vanish simply because of what Lord Leveson has proposed.
Although it's early days, many of the phone hacking victims welcome the report, and there are those within the media who share their sentiments.
He's gone head-to-head with the industry. He's rejected their proposals wholeheartedly. I mean, he couldn't have rejected them any stronger. This, hopefully, will restore some public trust, and if there's public trust restored, maybe that's going to help the industry recover.
The Metropolitan Police have also accepted the criticisms made against it in the report relating to the phone hacking scandal. Commissioner Bernard Hogan-Howe says his priority was now ensuring phone hacking victims got justice. Now the debate will continue on how and who should regulate the British press. This is Celestina Ololode for JN1 in London.